Hey, hello everyone. It's Tom Hernandez here from Keller Williams Studio City. Just wanted to reach out to everybody because today is May 27th, 2022. Memorial Weekend's coming up. And, I just kind of wanted to make this video because I've been getting a lot of calls from friends, family, clients, all asking what's going on with the real estate market right now. We're in an awkward time. Interest rates have jumped up almost 2%. Property values are still high. Inventory still low. And everybody's asking me, is it a good time to buy? Is it a good time to sell? What do you think? And so I thought I'd shoot this video and kind of share my thoughts with you guys so you guys could see exactly what I'm thinking. I'm only going to share based upon my experience and what's going on in the market, what I see, and my 25 years of experience of being in real estate. One of the things I can tell you, if you're a seller, it is a good time to sell. I've learned in real estate is when you're selling, you typically tell you not to sell on the upwardly trending market because you can't gauge how much you've left on the market. And if you were going to sell on the downward spike of the market, because this way you can control how much money you left on the table. So if houses peaked at, let's say, $1 million for you and you put it on and you got 975 or 950, you can actually control the amount of money that you know that you left on the table. Where in an upwardly trending market, you can't do that. Right now, I think more than ever, as a seller, definitely think we've peaked as far as where we're at right now, 2022 and the rest of 2022. Don't know what 2023 is going to look like. If you're a seller considering selling, now's a good time to consider selling and getting that house and getting the most amount of money for it. If you don't know where to go, a thought that I had was, why not get into bonds or high yield money market account? Go stash your money in something that's going to give you a good return. That way it could offset maybe some of the rent that you're going to pay. It's a good time to be a seller. If you're a buyer, it's a great time to be a buyer. Why do I say that? A lot of buyers got priced out of the market right now, and they're sitting on the sidelines hoping that rates come back down or property values come back down. So if you can afford the mortgage payment right now, it's a good time to be out there buying. Interest rates are at 5.125%. I'm sorry you didn't get the 3.125%. You should have bought then. But if you didn't, look, I don't know anybody with any long-term wealth that doesn't have real estate in it. So if you're sitting on the sidelines and you're renting, you're giving that money away, why not start building some equity? Based upon, well, not today's inflation, but historical inflation, interest rates, what we know, should be around 7%. The federal government knows that. We don't know exactly if that's going to happen. There's a lot of predictions that that's going to happen end of 2022, end of 23, that they want to get us to about 7% interest rate. So 5.25 might just be the beginning. One of the things I ask my clients and I tell them, look, if you were going to carry money on a credit card, where would you want to carry it at? Do you want to carry it at 5.125 or do you want to carry it at 7%? Because if you look at even buying a house today, right now at $800,000, what you're going to pay at 5.125 in monthly payment versus the interest you're going to pay at 6-7%, it's going to be a lot more. You're going to probably spend about $100,000 more in interest carrying that mortgage than if you just jump in right now. So it's a good time to be a seller. It's a good time to be a buyer. What can I tell you about hyperlocal, about LA, about the San Fernando Valley, about Los Angeles? Is one of the things that our team and I here at Keller Williams we've talked about was, how do we gauge a correction? A mortgage meltdown happened, everything kind of went down in huge numbers. We're kind of looking at what is, how overinflated is LA? How overinflated is LA based upon the income that people are generating right now? So when we look at the data, we see that we're probably about 10% overinflated in value based upon what people make. So if we're in for a correction, we're probably in for maybe a 10% correction. We're not in for a crash. We're going to probably correct here in LA, probably 10%. Now that doesn't say other areas might not see a bigger correction because their incomes are a lot lower and the prices are bigger, so they've got to close that gap that we don't necessarily have to close. What caused this big 30% jump in prices last year in 2021? What we know is that it was limited inventory, great interest rate, and buyer demand for homes, right? So we're looking at that right now, and we're going to start to see that shift, right? Inventory still low, buyer demand still high. The only thing that we have right now is a spike in interest rates. So if rates do soften, we could see the market pick back up where it was and values jump up and continue to grow or stay stable. So if you're a buyer and you can afford a mortgage payment, it's a great time to be a buyer. We just negotiated a deal, one of my agents, where she got $12,000 credit for closing costs for her buyer. Not even considerable 3 months ago, 6 months ago, 2021, not even on the radar where you're going to ask a seller for credit for closing costs. That's happening right now. As we search the MLS, man, we're seeing a lot of down arrows pointed in price value. So there's a lot of corrections. Homes are coming on the market and they're not selling as fast and they're reducing their prices. What else are we seeing? We're seeing homes stay on the market a little bit longer. We're seeing not 13 offers. We're seeing 5 or 6 offers. We're seeing homes sell maybe at asking or maybe a few bucks over, right? So listen, if you have any questions about the real estate market, if you've been thinking about buying, thinking about selling, reach out to my team and I. We'd love an opportunity to sit down and do a needs analysis with you to see how we could be of service for you guys. Hey, I know this might be a long video, but I wanted to get it out to you guys. I think it's got some great information over. We're always here for you, the Hernandez team, KW Studio City. All right, guys, talk to you in a bit. Bye.